Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's talk on understanding the power of AI beyond content creation. By this stage, I'm already assuming that you guys use a lot of different products out there, such as ChatGPT, to create your content. So my job today will be to help you see the bigger picture when it comes to artificial intelligence. So without further ado, guys, here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine a life where each choice you make is impeccably right, where you're saving yourself from any repercussions or any regrets of saying something wrong or writing something wrong. In fact, think of a word in which you are hitting the right chords with the people you come across. Your communications are absolutely brilliant, whether it's visual, spoken, or written. Having pictured this, think about all the wisdom that has accrued over the centuries of humans brought together through their trials and errors and accomplishments into you just getting it right, irrespective of what you're experiencing, whether it's in technology, relationship, personal life, businesses, irrespective of that, you just get it right. Well, this is not a far-fetched dream, what I'm introducing you today to. Guys, this is actually here with us, and it's called artificial intelligence. In fact, this vast knowledge, this vast area of knowledge and efficiency, what we call as artificial, is not actually artificial, it's quite real. The only difference is it's been accumulated together to put as a one genuine intellectual power in a machine that allows us to access all this. So after the Industrial Revolution, all the IT revolution came about. This is certainly a revolution that we are heading towards. It's going to be the age of artificial intelligence. And in my presentation today, I will be taking a little bit of a deep dive into the fascinating world of AI. I will explore some capabilities and potentials to help you actually see its scale, and then ask a simple question to understand how can you be using it, right? So without further ado, guys, so if this talk is definitely for you, if you want to understand the capabilities of AI, which is just beyond content creation, what else can I do with it? You've got a business or you're starting one and you want to get it right, you want to do things differently. And you could be someone who's looking out for latest tech and you want to get ahead of your competition. This is the perfect masterclass for you. Okay, and what we're going to see further down as we move along is we're going to understand the customers, competitors, improve decision making, optimizing your operations, identifying new opportunities. Everything is part and parcel of this talk. So with that, guys, let's dive in. So why should you listen to me? That's a valid question, right, guys? I've been in the industry for about 11 years now. I've been a business and a tech consultant, an author, a coach, as well as a mentor. I founded few companies, and some of them are very, very successful companies right now. And I've also got an AI company where we are developing artificial intelligence as technology and implementing those in businesses and different operations involved. Okay. My philosophy is really simple. I operate at three different functions. Our job is to implement capabilities across these three pillars in any business, which is psychology is of understanding human behavior and motivation, strategy of having an effective business and marketing game plan, and finally having technology that allows me to leverage the best tools out there into the latest technology out there. So today's talk is all about tapping onto the tech pillar of my philosophy and looking at how AI could be seen as a massive game changer for your business when it comes to you doing your operations as well as servicing your clients. If you've not attended my previous talks on AI, please do attend those as well. It will give you a different dimension, but at least I will cover a couple of topics in there. One of the key things I want you to understand is we've understood what AI is. It's actually a intelligence created through machines and systems where algorithm is doing the thinking for you. You don't have to do all the thinking, and it makes decision and helps you speed up the process of various aspects of life. That's what essentially what it does. But it's so phenomenal because it gives you all the capabilities and potentials that were hidden inside people's mind from different parts of the world, different research paper and all those. All of that is brought together in one place now. Now, here's the best part about it. In fact, how do I know it's a game changer is because look at the speed of adoption of this technology out there. You've got WhatsApp that took 2 years to reach 1 million users. You've got Facebook that took 10 months to reach 1 million users. You've got Instagram, 3 months to reach 1 million users. Guess how long did it take to reach ChatGPT to get to 1 million? And that is 5 days. That essentially shows you the power of the speed of adoption of how the world is changing and how fast it's going to go along this way. But it hasn't been like that. There's a history behind anything we start, right? There were actually three different development phases that AI went through in its own development. It went through starting from what we call it as overall umbrella of artificial intelligence. But within that, there are multiple capabilities of machine learning from your behaviors, deep learning, where machine is learning from machine, where it's understanding you once and for all, and then making all the decisions on your behalf to as close as possible as it can get. It's an algorithm that works just like brain, which is logically working out your neurons to fire different combinations to understand or analyze the circumstances. But this concept, it goes back a little bit, down to 2016, when all these things started to launch, where so much internet was used, so much data was put out there, that the question was, how can we correlate this data to find out patterns? How can we create an understanding from this data? And that's the place where AI was born from, right? This is all about asking the questions and figuring it out. And AI applications itself that are formed on those bases were the simple concept of, if I ask a question, can I get a response in the language that I can understand? So while AI was making strides in content creation, it's super important. I want you to recognize that there's much more than just content creation, what AI can do for you. In fact, we are creating some incredible applications right now that works on simply helping recognizing patterns and finding answers to the problems that a lot of people are facing. AI applications are going to be a game changer. And if you're not been exposed to them, I'm pretty sure ChatGPT is one of them. And I will introduce you to a few more as I talk through this talk today. But it's going to be a game changer. The faster you adopt it, the faster you're going to be getting the dividends from it. Right, guys. So here's what you know so far. You know that collaboration of human intelligence and artificial intelligence is what's getting you the results here when it comes to generative AI. Generative AI is, I will ask a question, I'll get an answer. Text in, text out. Classic case of ChatGPT. But it's evolved more. Now I can do text in, image out, text in, audio out, video in, text out, text in, video out. And in fact, ChatGPT yesterday only announced voice-to-voice generative AI, which means I can ask and I can hear the response as well. So that's how powerful it is. In fact, I've listed the tools that you can even tap onto when it comes to different AI applications that you can use. Okay. The next part is, guys, so that's what we know about the generative part of things. Now, in terms of its applications or capabilities within different sectors, there are four key sectors or three key sectors that I've identified. One is the healthcare sector, where we have, in fact, let's put it in such a way that any area or industry where you have collected data over the years, that's the best place where you can use artificial intelligence to get more out of. So healthcare is one of them, where you've got AI applications that can help you with discovery of drugs, prescription medication, imaging results, identifying whether someone has an illness or the chances of illness developing. The percentage of that is so much higher when you use the data from AI apps. Transportations, again, you will have a lot of smart traffic systems where you will enable a lot of the machines to take over, removing the challenges that are coming from human error. All those pieces will be there. Finance is another one where your algorithms will be driving the stocks or assessing different risks, fraud detections. All of these things will put in such a way that you will no longer be able to bypass the human element, won't be able to create an error in the system. Of course, it has to take into account all its capabilities and human, how humans are when it comes to the emotional aspect. But even then, by making the decisions in 1 or 0, which means yes or no, it will be a very clear-cut area where we'll be able to guide things so they don't collide with one another, right? That's where we are talking about the three capabilities in healthcare, transportation, and finance that are already in place, taking care of a lot of things for us. We may not be even aware of it. The potential of AI, when we look at the deep learning aspects, this is where machine is learning from a machine. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning, which means it works on neural networks in our brains. Similarly, machines are connected with one another. Input goes in, output comes out. When the output comes out, it's fed back into the machine with a percentage of how much of a true this input was. So if I got the accuracy of my output was 80%, I'll give it back saying this is 80% right. Can you make it even better? with more data. So it will improve on its lessons. It will learn from the machines learning from the machine and making a decision on our behalf. These deep learning applications are going to transform majority of the stuff. In fact, you're already using Alexa, Siri, facial recognition systems on your phones and Facebook. They're already using some of these things from deep learning, right? And this is going to become bigger and bigger as we go along. The next part of the same deep learning is the NLP part. The NLP is not the neuralistic programming, it's more from the place of natural language processing, which is the language it can use and understand simple language to give you an output, right? It will enable, understand, analyze, understand and generate a human-like response to you, yeah? And examples of that are in front of you. If you ever use translation services, if you want to translate one language to another, you can analyze a sentiment of how a consumer feels like when it comes to a selling of a product or a buying of a product in the market. You can analyze different your competitors' websites to understand if they have changed their prices or if there is something new product they have launched or a new campaign they have launched. You can analyze all that, and plus all of that, you can use chatbots in such a surreal way to support some of the client inquiries, so they will never have to feel that they feel left out from the business. So NLP is fundamental foundation to the work AI will do, and it will translate everything that is computerized into everything that is human-like. That's the key part here. Of course, we need to take into account some of the ethical challenges that AI is facing. But as AI evolves, proper regulation, ethical consideration, that will become a priority for many. But some ethical concerns will include data privacy. We look at the breaches or misuse of the data, potential job losses, or how the audiences or populations need to be retrained into understanding and accepting AI as part and parcel of decision making rather than discriminating, ensuring that more AI is used to mitigate the risks or ethical concerns. This is where the value systems will be put in place into AI, where they don't clash with human values and they are in sync with what they've been driving through, right? Guys, I'm going a little bit fast today because I've got half an hour slot to get this in. So I hope this is making sense. Please feel free to drop in any questions in the comment section, and I will get back to you if you're struggling with any of these things. I can understand it's a bit deep concept, but overall it covers a lot of different things. And when we talk about the future of AI, now AI, if you look at it's rapidly changing our world right now. If you're not tapped onto that, you are really missing out on that. But here's what's going to happen. Eventually, everyone will be using AI to create content, and the content itself will become a commodity. When it becomes a commodity, it loses its value pretty fast. In order for you to stay ahead of the game or your competitors, you need to go beyond the content creation part. This is where you need to figure out what data do you collect for your audiences, and how can we create applications using AI to analyze and recognize patterns to help your clients make better decisions. That's where the game changes completely. But as AI will gain its own maturity, you will see a lot of advanced robotics breaking through. Natural languages will spread across the implementation, and you will find a lot of lives being changed, especially in a sustainable and a fulfilling way, because AI will become an integrated part of your life. In fact, only last week I saw the coded pins that you can put a lapel pin here. That is your AI pin. You can walk with, you can talk to it, it can respond to you, as well as you can put your hand in front of it and you will see a projection of everything that it's talking to you about written on your hand, like a print on your hand. So you get a good idea of how the future will be shaped. It will be designed into code with pins. You will have robotics, and eventually, whether we like it or not, humans will work out a way to embed a chip inside of certain humans to get them even advanced. That is something I don't know about, but it's likely to be the case. If you look at how fast the technology is moving, like I gave you an example of the implementation of 1 million users, within 5 days, the language models had caught up with that, right? So, of course, no amount of technology can make us more human. Then we will always need other humans at the end of the day, right? But what this does, it removes that human factors of jealousy, pride, discrimination. All of those factors kind of disappear if AI is making decisions, right? Because those decisions are based on generic good decision making. Putting the right values as parameters to measure the decisions against will be a game changer. And it will be coming across all the industries. If you are wondering how to introduce in your industry, you should have a word with me. Book a meeting, and I'll be happy to talk you through how different AI applications can help your business specifically to support either you in your world or support your customers to make better decisions while working with your product or services. But guys, there is always an advanced version where we are worried about a process called singularity, where there's an idea that eventually technology, especially in the field of AI, will become uncontrollable. Irreversible effects will take place, and human civilization will not be the same as we have ever seen. Remember, human civilization lives in different silos. So you've got people living in one part of the world who have not reached a certain century. Other people are way ahead of the curve. So when we talk about AI taking over everything, uncontrollable, that's a very, very far-fetched view, really. The idea here is very simple, that we're going to put the whole idea is the deep thinking process here is we want to put the right value system so they don't come in clash with or misalign themselves against human values. That's where I personally believe that AI will get its power once it starts to understand human values, goals, and ethics. When we'll put these things together and it uses that information to improve its own capability, it will never ever be designed to actually cause harm to human civilization. But that's just a view, right? And there will always be players in the market who will use good for good and bad for bad. So it's just what people will decide to do with their own things that will drive decisions, right? At the moment, what we look for is, from a business point of view, how do we bring this all together, right? So, so we ventured into the realm of how AI can be self-improving. You can contemplate into future, look at how machine learning works, how different intelligence will be built, how a concept of singularity may or may not overtake the human civilizations. But at the end of the day, if the human values are aligned, we are onto something incredible here. This is a revolution. AI is a revolution, and it's going to change everything that we have ever thought of and done. If you are struggling in your business to figure out, or any sector that you think, oh, I'm not sure as to how AI will change my world, I think we should have a one-to-one, and I'll love to show you or share my thought process on how you can create certain applications to change your game. In fact, we can create those applications for you. It will not spare any sector. In fact, one by one, I've just shown you the healthcare sector, the transport, and the finance. One by one, all sectors will eventually come into this. Yeah. Whereas while AI systems will eventually, they will become very intelligent eventually. They will become efficient beyond an understanding of a human mind. But remember, if the values are in place, human creativity, resilience, all of those things will still be driving its own evolution. Remember, humans will always be working through these things. AI can't outsmart at the moment what you put in there. You still have to give that input. AI becomes smart when it doesn't need your input and it uses its own input to find its external output. That's when the world gets a little bit out of hand, right? And that's where the majority of the fear of governments lie. They fear that things might get out of hand. I may not be able to manage or control it. And what if scenarios, right? From my point of view, we just need to understand how can we apply or implement AI in our businesses or in the work we do. The reason for that is an artificial intelligence enabled business person will be much more ahead and smarter than a non-artificial intelligence business owner. The choice is up to you. You can even apply that in your teams. You can guide them in different systems and processes you can build. But far from this distant speculation on the world coming to an end, the reality is that you need to adopt it fast, because the pace at which it's evolving, it's far beyond than anything else human civilizations have seen. So with this in mind, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this exploratory journey. When I spoke about AI, I'll keep you up to date with all the other things that are coming. And in terms of problem solving abilities and how it's changing the world. This one is a short talk, but I will make sure that you get a lot out of it anyway. And I will leave you with a final thought on Do you have an AI strategy in your business? Because time is not far where AI will not be seen as a technology cost center or it's a tech part. It will become an integrated part of everything that you do, from client onboarding, operations to client onboarding, marketing, sales, finances, everything. Imagine that world, guys, when you get nothing wrong, when you don't offend anyone, when you get it all right. Because nothing that you say, nothing that you write, nothing that you visualize is going to offend others, because it's built and designed on doing the right thing. And that's the power of AI. It's a collective intelligence of human history put together, given to you at the palm of your hand. The only thing that stops you is your own mind. If you're ready for this, guys, and if you want to know more about how I can help you create and design applications based on artificial intelligence, here's my contact details. The goal of this presentation was simple: to give you a strategic approach, just to outline all the AI capabilities that you can use to adopt in your business, and how it can really change your game. So if any questions, leave me in the comments below, and I promise to reply back. And till next time, see you folks.